it's Starscream!
You suck.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're going to take a look at another Transformers figure. It's from the Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures line. It's the Energon Armor Ramjet, and this is interesting because he's kind of like a mix between Ramjet and Thrust. It's like they took all the cone heads and put them together into one mold, presumably so that you could repaint him, and you know what, I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and jump in there and take a look at the packaging. So here we have the Energon Armor Ramjet in the package, and it's one of those open face types boxes where you can touch the figure. We've been getting that for a while, and these guys says Action Attackers on one side, and it's got the Bumblebee logo. We get some nice artwork up there, Energon Armor, all the things on the package. So again, on the side it says Action Attackers. We got some nice artwork, and when I knock him over, and the other side's got some more artwork for Dinobots Unite, which is the theme of this season, I suppose. And then here we have him in the package. Nice artwork. There's the Energon Armor gimmick, the Hawk. That's kind of interesting. And then it looks like he's about to jump off of the package, which is kind of weird. He's like, whoop, I'm gonna jump, and it just, I don't know, kind of interesting. So the back of the package shows the robot and the jet mode and the Energon Armor gimmick along with a weapon, so that's kind of cool. So there he is, Ramjet, looking all interesting. He transforms in 12 steps, and he's got this hawk-like Energon armor, and that's basically it for the package. Let's get him out of box and see what we think. So here we have a Ramjet out of the package, and it looks pretty good. I do like him, although he's got those airfoils on his wings like Thrust, but overall he's pretty decent. It's interesting for sure. I do like how they've done the animated style cone head. Be nice to get this guy in the other colors. As far as articulation goes, his head does not move. His arms do move up and down at the shoulder. They also have a ball joint at the elbow. The guns do pop off, so just be aware of that. You can put them in their hand if you wanted to, I suppose. The legs do have a little bit of articulation back and forth, not too terribly much, and that's really about it for the articulation. Now, this does have a play gimmick where you move the arm like this, and the little hawk armor comes out. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. Very interesting. What I would think the Seekers would look like in Beast Wars, actually, which is kind of cool. But it springs back in, and like all the Energon armor pieces, this is kind of wonky to try to get back into place. But once you do get it in there, it closes up nice and easy like that. So let's try this again. And boop, there's the Energon armor. And yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it. And that's it for the articulation and his play gimmick. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, it's a pretty decent Transformer from the Cyberverse lines. I do like how the cone folds up on the back. That's pretty cool. I like the animated style on his face. We've got gray and kind of an off-whitish, the yellow cone. He's got the red eyes. That all looks really, really good. It's a bit more gray than I think it should be for Ramjet, but it is what it is, I suppose. I just really hope we get a Thrust and a Dirge repaint of this figure at some point. And here's a look at the figure with the Energon armor on. It's a nice translucent blue. I like that, although I think probably should have been a translucent red for Ramjet here. I don't know. But it definitely is cool. I like the hawk kind of vibe. Again, I always thought if the Seekers were in Beast Wars, they would be hawks or eagles or some kind of bird of prey. So that's definitely pretty cool. And yeah, definitely a fun little play gimmick. And taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, sculpt's pretty decent. I do like the red wings. He's got a Decepticon logo on his very flat Decepto booty, which is kind of funny. Lots of grays on his arms. We get the yellow of the cockpit, and then I like the red highlights on the knees. That all looks pretty good. And then we got the dark grays on these arms, the guns, and about everywhere else, and some, lighter whitish dirty white on the back of the legs and the knees themselves. So not too terribly bad, just a little too dark gray for my liking. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. Again, sculpted pretty well, nice and bulky. He's got those rotary pieces and the red wings, which are cool, but definitely thrust, not ramjet. But it's kind of neat to see where we can just get an easy repaint of all of them. He also has these nice dark gray stabilizer fins that fold out in jet mode. We got the white on the engine pieces on the back that also, become a weapon, which is very cool. It's a nice little extra play gimmick in the figure itself, and, well, it stands pretty well on these nice big bulky feet. So talking about his weapon pieces in the back of the legs here, so this is cool. So he's got these two pieces on the backs of his legs. These pop off and become a weapon for him. So these two right here, what you're going to do is simply unplug them out of the back here like this. And he's just going to stand with nothing in the back. So there's a piece right here that unfolds, this little pipe. And then you take this piece and you can plug it in, and it becomes kind of a baton weapon, I guess, some kind of staff. So to get him to hold it, you're going to take his hand like this, and you're going to push the pipe down his hand here so that you can hold it. It will be snug, but it will go in. And then we take the other piece and plug it onto the pipe like this. If we can get it on here, it is snug, and here we go. There we are. So yeah, there it is. Him holding his little leg weapon. And that's a nice play gimmick. I like the extra feature on there. I think that's pretty fun. Looks pretty decent. He can beat the crap out of an Autobot. So yeah, the fact that they added an extra little play gimmick in it, again, just a little bit more fun play factor in the figure, and I'm down with that. For comparison, here we have the Energon Armor Ramjet from the Cyberverse line with the Energon Armor Clobber, and I like the scale of these figures. I love Clobber, one of my favorites out of the Cyberverse line, and it's just really cool to see one of the Seekers next to her. Very fun. These are probably some of my more favorite figures, and the engineering on these have improved dramatically as the line has gone on. Now, transformation on this figure is relatively simple. So we're going to take him, and the first thing we're going to do is take off his guns off of the arms like that. And then we're going to take the nose cone and flip it backwards and kind of open it up like this. And then just flip it over his head like this, right there. So pretty simplistic. Then you're going to squeeze the legs together to lock into place. That can be a little bit difficult, but once you get them locked in, they're good to go. And then we're going to unhinge the shoulders like that. And then we're going to need to turn the arms around in a couple ways here. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that these pegs are going to be able to go into ports under the wings. So we're going to flip the wings down like this and try to get them lined up. It's going to be a little weird and goofy, but you're going to put this port into this peg, and we've got to turn the arm structure around. Alright, so I did this a little backwards. You want this upper arm to twist around like this. And then have that piece outwards so that it will bend proper, and then you can get your other arm piece to snap onto the port on the wing like thus. Do the same thing with the other arm on the other side, so that they're both like this, and they will be kind of wonky to get on there, so be aware of that. And then we're going to lift the stabilizer fins up like this, and they're also kind of hard to get if you don't have fingernails. So once you get them upright, make sure everything is locked into place like thus, and then we're going to take the guns and we're going to plug them into the wings. So we're going to plug the one here, and then make sure it's nice and tight like that, and then we're going to take the other one And get the arm back on there. We're going to plug this one in here. I will say the arms are very fidgety to get on. Those ports on the wings, so be aware of that. Make sure his nose cone's upright and get it all locked into place. And there we go. There is the jet mode, and it looks pretty decent. I like it. I like the rotors on the wings. I think that looks cool. The Decepticon logo. It's got these thrusters on the back. Yeah, it's not too bad. And I can see this being painted in all 3 Seeker colors. So, yeah, not too bad of a jet mode. So is the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Energon Armor Ramjet a figure you want in your Transformers collection? Well, if you're a Cyberverse fan, you're going to like this figure. If you are a Conehead completist, you may pick this up. This could be an easy pass for a lot of fair-weather Transformers fans. A lot of people don't like the Cyberverse line. I think it's fun. I think it's got a nice cartoon charm to it, and it's got a fun play gimmick that a lot of kids are going to like. It's a pretty good sized figure. They kind of made him so that you could just easily repaint all 3 of the Seekers, the Gen 1 Seekers, because he's kind of a model of all 3 kind of mushed together. So yeah, it works for me that way. I definitely dig that. I like the gimmick. I think it's kind of fun, and I just want more Coneheads. And we got the Mercenary Conehead in the Season 4 pilot movie, I guess you want to call that, the Dinobots Unite. So I wouldn't mind getting one of him either. Just, heck, give us a bunch of them. Give us Acid Rain and a bunch of the others. You could easily redo the head sculpt on it and switch out the wings for some of the other Seekers for jet modes, Earth jet modes. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. It's a good base and it's a decent figure. So there he is, Ramjet from Transformers Cyberverse. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos, and follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.